Hi y'all, Joni with Tune In YaYa here. Today I'm going to bring you a super beginner class. I have set up my little workspace outdoors today and it's gorgeous outside, and I figured I could just get you back to some basics and some light stretching and a light meditation, so I hope you enjoy. We are going to get started by getting in a comfortable sitting position. Whenever we start practicing yoga, it can get really challenging for us because there's all of these ideas of what it's supposed to be. And truthfully, sitting out on the lakefront, because I live in New Orleans, and just looking out over the lake and allowing myself to breathe and just be is yoga. I've had people ask me before in a yoga class if practicing child's pose for the whole time is yoga. And the idea behind that is that we're supposed to be moving, and the truth of the matter is just being, right? So allowing ourselves to just sit with our bodies, connecting with how our body feels, allowing ourselves to move in different ways and appreciating what our body can do. So it can be really hard for some people whenever, for instance, getting up and down off the ground is hard. If some people can't do a sun salutation. And so then the idea comes that they can't do yoga, but the truth of the matter is they can definitely still do yoga. We all can. It's within us all to practice. And so today's practice is going to be very basic. So I'm going to tell you to get comfortable. You don't have to sit with your legs crossed. You just want to be able to be mindful of how tall you're sitting, right? Aligning the ears over the shoulders, reaching the crown of the head to the sky, rooting down through the sits bones, rooting down through the bottom of the feet if you're sitting in a chair, allowing yourself to tune into the breath, to tune into the body, noticing any aches and pains that you may have. Some of us live with continuous pain, and gosh, I feel so bad for people like that because I don't, and so I'm so grateful that my body doesn't ache every day. And when I do have some aches and pains, I feel so much more for those who do have some of those aches and pains. So allow yourself to just get very in tune with your body, aware of if your wrists are achy, if your elbows are achy, if your back is achy. A lot of times if you are trying to sit down on the ground and you find that your back is super achy, sitting up on a blanket, sitting up on a couple of blocks, sitting in a chair instead will be beneficial for you because it will get you into that space where you can tune into the body a little more and maybe start to find that some of that pain starts to dissipate, right? Aligning the shoulders over the hips, the ears over the shoulders, reaching the crown of the head up, rooting down through the sits bones, and allowing yourself to breathe deeply in and out through the nose. When we breathe in and out through the nose, you want to allow yourself to really feel the breath travel in, through the nose, down the throat, into the lungs. Noticing the rib cage expanding. Try not to let the shoulders lift up and down. Maybe allowing yourself to get a little taller through the spine, rooting down a little deeper. We'll take a deep inhale together. As you exhale, let your head fall to the left shoulder and forward, all the way around. Inhale, bringing the head back up. Exhale to the right shoulder. Notice if you lean, right? Try not to let yourself do that. This is just the head moving forward, all the way around. Inhale, bring the head back up. Draw the chin down to the chest. Inhale, look up towards the sky. Exhale, come back to center. From here, we're going to take the hands and clasp them together and press them underneath our chin. Make sure. Underneath the chin, nice deep inhale. Notice that my ears are still parallel to the shoulders, right? So I'm nodding the chin up and down, but I'm not actually coming all the way down here. The hands come underneath the chin, and the elbows will pop up as I press into the chin a little bit I press into my hands a little bit with my chin. And you'll notice that this stretches the back of the neck, right? So nice deep inhale. Exhale as you nod the chin. Inhale. Exhale as you nod the chin. Take the hands on either side of the face. Again, the ears stay parallel to the shoulders. The crown of the head stays reaching to the sky, and the hands are just offering a little bit of resistance for me to push into. All right, we're going to do that 2 more times. And 1 more time. Come back to center. Bringing the hands down, back to the legs. We're going to make little circles with the nose for 1, 2, 3. Opposite direction. 1, 2, 3. Grab onto the front of those knees for me. Slowly roll back. Right, tucking the tailbone towards the heels. Inhale, pulling forward, pushing the tailbone towards the space behind you, opening the heart forward, drawing the shoulders down and back, looking up. Exhale, roll back for 2. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, roll back for 3. Inhale, pull forward. Come back to center. Go ahead and set those hands down for me. Send the right arm up and exhale, nice side bend to the left. Rooting down through that right sit bone. Softening that left shoulder. Let's go ahead and do little circles with that left shoulder to the back for 3, 2, 1. To the front. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, come back up, dropping that right arm down. Now I want you to just notice the difference in the side bodies. The right side body versus the left side body. Right? So all day long we're doing things, holding our purse, holding a kid, carrying things, sitting certain ways, and our body notices this. So if you can notice this just from doing one movement, and you find that you favor one side throughout the day, imagine what that's doing to yourself. So allow yourself to become more aware of the things that you're doing. That's one of the ways that yoga leaves the mat, right, with us, and it goes out into the real world. We're going to send the left arm up now, and exhale over to the right. Soften that right shoulder. Go ahead and give me circles with that right shoulder to the back for 3, 2, 1. To the front. 1, 2, 3. Come all the way back up, dropping that left arm down. We'll send the right arm back up again. And then we're going to twist now to the left. Gazing over that left shoulder, see if we can still keep those hips facing forward. Exhale, come back to center. Send the left arm up. And exhale, twist to the right. Gazing over the right shoulder. One more deep inhale. And exhale, come back to center. Go ahead and give me 3 more cat-cows as we roll back. Pull forward. Roll back. Pull forward. And last one, roll back and pull forward. Come back to center. We're going to send the legs all the way out. Don't mind the dog hair on my socks if you can see that. Toes up to the sky, heels pressing down. We're going to take the hands down beside the hips. The palms, whenever we sit in Dandasana, this is our staff pose. We're making a nice little L shape with our body, right? The legs are strong, so my heels are really pressing down to the ground. This actually causes me to bend my knees when I press the heels down. The knees have to soften a little bit or have to bend a little bit for me to really press those heels down. You also want to put energy in the bottom of those feet like you're trying to separate them. You don't actually really want to separate them, but you want to put that energy in there, and you can notice what that does through our leg muscles, right? Rooting down through those sits bones, working towards aligning the shoulders over the hips, working towards reaching up through the crown of the head, right? Pulling in and up away from the pelvic girdle, gets us a little bit more length in that spine, keeping the belly pulling in and up from the bottom of the pelvic floor. And then when we press those hands beside us, we act like we're trying to scrub them to the outer edges of our mat. And that actually draws the shoulder blades towards each other, draws the shoulder blades down. You want to keep the elbows soft. And this helps us to keep that chest expanded. Most of the time we are sitting like this, right? And so we are restricting the ability that we have to take a deeper inhalation because we already don't have the foundation set for it. So allow yourself to really feel that happens whenever we press into the bottom of those hands. So those are the different cues for our Dandasana when we're holding it to our fullest extent. Reaching out with the bottom of the feet, reaching up with the toes, rooting down through the sits bones. Legs are strong, back is long, palms are pressing and scrubbing towards the outer edges of the mat. Crown of the head is reaching. Go ahead and give me 2 more deep breaths here. Remember, you can always sit on a blanket or a block if you need to. 1 more. Exhale. You can release. One of the best ways to know if you do need to go ahead and sit on a blanket or a block is if you find that you are sitting on the back side of those sits bones versus the tips, right? A lot of times it really helps to look into a mirror to know that's the cause of tight hips, tight lower back, tight hamstrings. So all of those will constrict you from being able to utilize this pose to its full extent. And so you actually do want to take a step back if you find that that's what's happening. Because if you don't take a step back, then you're just reaffirming your body wanting to continue to sit on the backside of those sits bones and continuing to reaffirm everything staying tight. Versus if you go ahead and allow yourself to take a step back, bending those knees, sitting on a blanket if you need to, and then getting nice and tall, that's going to retrain your body. So think about that whenever you're going into these different things and let yourself, take a break. You don't have to sit in that full extent for the whole time. You can allow yourself to do it in small doses. All right, so from here, we're going to come into a forward fold. So now I'm getting nice and long in my Dandasana again, right? And I'm going to take the arms out and up. And then I'm going to exhale as I reach forward. Now, as I reach forward, I'm keeping lifted in the backside of my body, not letting myself round out, right? So lifted, and then I might need to reach for those quadriceps or those shins before I can actually reach for those toes. You want to work on keeping the heart lifted and the back long. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Give me 2 more. And 1 more. And then you can let the back round out. You can let the legs relax. Let everything kind of flop. And exhale. Awesome. Slowly come back up, and we're going to come into our bound angle. So we're going to bring the bottom of those feet together, knees out to the side. Wrap your hands around the top of the feet. Ooh, I can feel those inner thighs stretching today after some of the stuff that I have done this week. Two more deep breaths here. And then forward fold. And then slowly come back up. So one of the things that we're going to do today is come into that meditation, right? I mentioned this at the beginning of our video. So again, you want to get a comfortable sitting position. You don't have to sit with your legs crossed. You can lay all the way down here if you like. So whenever we are working towards beginning a meditation process, it's important for us to remember that there's so many ways to get there. So many times, like our asana practice, we think we're doing it wrong because we're in our heads. We start having thoughts come in and we get distracted, and then we're like, oh, I give up because I'm not doing this right. The truth of the matter is as long as you're sitting here and trying to focus on your breath, you are doing it right. So have patience with yourself as you are training yourself to become silent and allowing yourself to train to become okay whenever it's not silent, and allowing yourself to tune in to what are the things that are being said in that mind of yours. Because a lot of times we don't tune in to the thoughts that we're having in the way that we need to. We just jump. We jump from thought to thought to thought, or we jump to take action versus allowing ourselves to say, like, what is this thought coming up? I mean, maybe there's something to be gained from there. So get comfortable. Allowing the shoulders over the hips, the ears over the shoulders. If you choose to lay down on your back, shake everything out and imagine yourself getting a little bit longer through the body, right? tune into the body, allowing yourself to see if there's still any agitation going on, right? You can roll those shoulders out. You can roll that neck out, right? And you can do this throughout your meditation process too. You don't have to stay super still, right? If you are sitting nice and tall, this will facilitate you being able to sit taller for longer periods of time, right? It gets to be more comfortable the more you practice it. So if you start to feel discomfort, let yourself take a little break. Let yourself stretch out the legs and continue to stay with your breath. Anything that becomes a distraction may continue to distract you whenever it's something that you might need to. You know, if you're aching while you're trying to do your meditation practice, then yeah, maybe you need to go ahead and lengthen those legs out. Maybe you do need to move yourself into a chair at this point or lay down at this point, and that's okay. Let yourself be aware of your body and the thoughts that are happening. So that way you can ask, is this what I need to do now? Or do I actually need to sit still a little bit longer? So let yourself be your guide, right? So closing the eyes, allowing yourself to breathe deeply in and out through the nose again. I'm going to guide you into a 4-count breath. This is going to be a 4-count inhalation, a holding the inhalation in for 2 counts, an exhalation for 4 counts, and a holding the exhalation out for 2 counts. I'm actually going to turn myself off call while I do this with y'all because I don't want to accidentally get called while I'm trying to do the meditation with you, right? So allowing yourself to breathe deeply here. Allowing the attention to draw inward. Taking a deep inhale with me. Go and exhale through the mouth. Sometimes it helps to make a sound, inhaling through the nose. We'll do that one more time. Actually, let's do that 2 more times because now I'm going to encourage you to use the arms as well. We'll send the arms up. Be careful not to throw the arms down too heavy. You don't want to accidentally hurt yourself. Exhale, dropping those arms down. Imagine that you are carrying anything that is stressing you out, that you are bringing that up. You're lifting all of that up, and then you're saying, letting it all go. All right? You can do that a few more times if that feels good. Noticing if the breath becomes heavy. And then last deep exhale with me. Now we'll inhale on a 4 count. Hold. Exhale. Hold. As with any breath practice, be mindful of how your body feels. This is not meant to stress you out. If you find that it is stressing you out, then I suggest going into an inhalation for 2 and hold for 1, an exhalation for 2 and hold for 1. And building yourself up more to the 4 count if that is what your body feels it needs. All right? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Take a few more deep breaths with me here. We'll bring those hands together. Thank you all for joining me today for this short class, beginner style, very light, very easy for this Sunday morning. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful day and namaste.